Emma was tired. Tired of being broke. Tired of wiping counters for pennies. Tired of pretending everything was fine. It had been raining all morning. The cafe was empty. She sighed and wiped the counter again, trying not to think about rent or the bills piling up at home. Her shoes were damp and her hands were cold. But the worst part was the silence, no tips, no customers, just thoughts. Then the door opened, and everything changed. A man stood there, soaked to the skin, holding a little girl with blonde curls and tired eyes. The child clutched a damp teddy bear like it was the last good thing she had. Her dress was muddy. She looked up at Emma, blinking against the light and warmth inside. The man hesitated, unsure if they were welcome. "Can we just stay a moment?" he asked softly, his voice low with shame. Emma nodded. "Of course, come in." They sat near the window. Rainwater dripped from their clothes and pooled on the floor. Emma didn't care. She walked back behind the counter, poured a hot cup of coffee and brought it to the man. Then she prepared a smaller cup of cocoa with extra cream and a cookie for the girl. The man looked up. I can't pay for this." Emma gave a tired smile. "I didn't ask you to." He blinked, surprised. The little girl stared at the cup in awe. "It's warm," she whispered. Emma leaned down. "It's chocolate," she said playfully. A tiny smile broke across the girl's lips. They sat quietly, sipping, letting the warmth reach their bones. Emma returned to the counter, but couldn't stop glancing over. The man looked like he hadn't slept in days. His eyes were heavy, his hands trembled. But the way he looked at his daughter, that was different. Protective, loving, desperate. "My name's Daniel," he finally said. "And?" He nodded. "She's Rosie. She's 4. Emma smiled at the girl. "Hi, Rosie." Rosie shyly waved her tiny fingers. Daniel sighed. "We've been walking since morning. Had an interview across town but missed the bus. Didn't have money for another." Emma listened quietly. "I lost my job 3 months ago, construction. Things just spiraled." He didn't need to explain more. Emma had lived through spirals too. She walked away for a moment, then returned with a small paper bag. Inside were a turkey sandwich, 2 muffins, and an apple. "Take this," she said. Daniel tried to refuse. "Please, Just take it," Emma insisted gently. He did. Rosie stood up suddenly, walked over to Emma, and hugged her legs without a word. Emma froze. That one small hug said more than any thank you ever could. That night, Emma lay in her cold apartment, unable to sleep. The lights flickered, her fridge hummed louder than usual. She had exactly $28 in her account, but her heart felt warm. She wondered if Daniel and Rosie found shelter, if they were dry, if they ate the food. She whispered a prayer. She hadn't done that in a long time. 3 days later, the bell above the cafe door rang again. Emma turned and gasped. Daniel stood there, dry, standing tall, Rosie in his arms, wearing a clean pink sweater and holding her teddy bear like a queen. "You're okay." Emma rushed toward them. Daniel nodded. The shelter helped. They had space that night. He looked different, still tired, but lighter somehow. "I got a job. It's nothing big, janitor at a small warehouse, but it's work. And Rosie's eating well again." Rosie held out a folded piece of paper. Emma opened it. A crayon drawing of 3 stick figures, Daniel, Rosie, and Emma standing under a sun. Above them, written in shaky letters, "Thank you, Miss Emma." Emma smiled through tears. "You saved us," Daniel said, "and you didn't even know us." Emma shook her head. "I just gave you coffee." "No," he said, "you gave us hope." Weeks passed. Daniel came by often, sometimes just to talk, sometimes to pick up coffee. Rosie started calling Emma her cafe friend. She brought new drawings each week. Emma taped them to the wall behind the counter. The regular customers noticed. They started leaving extra in the tip jar. People smiled more. And Emma, for the first time in years, felt like she wasn't just surviving, she was living. On Rosie's 5th birthday, Daniel asked if they could celebrate in the cafe. Emma made a small cake with pink frosting and a candle. Rosie squealed when she saw it. "You made this?" she asked. Emma nodded. Rosie hugged her so tight it hurt in the best way. After the mini party, when the cafe was quiet and most people had left, Daniel stayed behind. He looked nervous. "I wanted to say something," he began. Emma raised an eyebrow. "You're not leaving, are you?" "No," he smiled, quite the opposite. He reached into his pocket and placed a folded paper in front of her. A brochure for a local business grant program. "I want to help you open your own cafe. I've saved a little. It's not much, but I believe in what you do. You changed my life with one act of kindness. Let's build something that keeps doing that together." Emma stared at him. Her throat tightened. She didn't know what to say, so she just said the truth. Yes. 2 years later, the cafe sign now read, Emma's Corner in hand-painted gold letters. Daniel helped manage. Rosie, now 6, handed out napkins and told everyone she was the boss. The walls were filled with children's drawings. The tip jar said, "Pay it forward." Every rainy day, coffee was free for those in need. Because once upon a time, a tired woman gave a cup to a struggling father. And it changed everything. Sometimes the smallest act, a cup of coffee. A kind smile can be the miracle someone's praying for. So be kind. Even when you're tired. Even when you're broke. Because kindness multiplies. Just like Emma's did.